Hey everybody, Chris Dowling here for the leader interview presentation. So yeah, I'll make this, well, let's get started actually. The leader that I'll be going over today is my CEO. His name is Paul Stannard. He leads Smart Draw Software, which is the company I currently work for. He's the CEO. I work in a marketing position. I do direct online marketing. I deal with all of our our Google and our Bing advertisements and whatnot. And so I chose him because he has led quite an interesting, diverse life. He first coded the software back in 1994, and did this in his 40s, early 30s, early 40s, and he basically released it online direct to the customer back again in the early to mid 90s and marketed directly online back before it was even really a thing. I mean, this was back when AOL would send you those little CDs in the mail that you would use for online access. So yeah, I guess you could say that he was a bit of an online pioneer when it comes to that. Also, our company has had very minimal turnover. It's not a terribly large company, about 35, 40 employees, but the average tenure is roughly no more, they're about 5-10 years, so it keeps people there, which is definitely a good thing. So anyways, to get started, he uses various types of power, more and less, or most and foremost would be reward power. I think that's actually kind of inherent with any leader, any executive, any CEO, given that they kind of have a decent amount of control over raises, promotions, new titles, demotions, terminations, and whatnot. So I mean, there's kind of that inherent reward power that would come with that. Beyond that, there's obviously the referential and expert power. Expert for the reasons I just gave. You know, he wrote the first iteration of the software. He's been coding it ever since. He's been doing this for 20 years. He started online marketing online directly to customers before it was even really a major thing. And the referential comes more from actually kind of a few reasons. It may be less tangible, I guess you could say, but it does seem to be there. I mean, it's from the turnover that I mentioned. People hardly ever leave. There's got to be a reason for that. People do go with what he says. When he says something, people go with it and they believe it. They somewhat embody it, so it definitely gives credence to the fact that there is some referential power being wielded there as well. Beyond that as well, his leadership style, he's much more, I guess you could say, a hybrid between democratic and laissez-faire. Tries to eschew, if I'm saying that right, he tries to stay away from using an authoritarian style unless it's absolutely necessary. You know, he needs to put his foot down when a decision needs to be made, or if people are bickering too much over something that really shouldn't be thought over. But how he does it is he does lay out a vision in his idea. The vision has to be credible, it has to be worthwhile, and he was even mentioning that as well. Something that differentiates a leader from a manager is the leader is the one that presents the vision, but the vision also has to be something that's attainable, it's measurable, it's tangible. But he also lays out the sub-visions, the sub-steps, the sub-goals that are involved in accomplishing the larger overall vision, so that's definitely a piece there as well. And he's very democratic in the sense that he takes input from us. He will implement if it's good. He's not critical if it's bad. It's just, you know, hey, it could be a better idea. So he's very democratic in that regard. So he does like to take input and make sure that it's in the best interest of all stakeholders, of all employees, of all of us. So there's that as well. And then I also say laissez-faire because he is in that, to kind of lend to that visionary part, he kind of lays out what he wants done, and then it's our job to understand our roles and get the job done. So there is that hands-off aspect to it, but he is there to help if need be and correct and guide if needed as well. So it's not completely hands-off, like, you know, forget about you guys, you're on your own. He likes to definitely, because of this, he does like to see in his followers intelligence, the ability to be autonomous, to be able to do things on your own and not need constant guidance and constant hand-holding and whatnot. And that's understandable when it comes to like somewhat a visionary leader, somebody who's laissez-faire and democratic, because he wants to have good ideas, good input, and make sure that it's what's best for everybody. So there is that aspect to it. And I do believe I'm hitting close to my time limit. There are a couple more things that I wanted to talk about. He gets people to follow his vision using inspiration rather than like coercion or like punitive methods or anything like that. He'd rather inspire and tell people why the change is worthwhile, why it's worth accomplishing, you know, communicating the ideals behind it, the reasons behind it, the framework for it. But he also likes to be a role model and someone embody the role as well, so people can actually see that the change could be worthwhile and why it's worth implementing. With that, I do not want to go to the time limit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my somewhat brief but hopefully in-depth presentation. If you have anything else, definitely just feel free to leave a comment. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.